Let's talk about pedals. The last few days I've been pondering. I rebuilt my pedal board this year, tried to get a little of everything I thought I was going to need, did a lot of wheeling and dealing, bought a couple things, you know how it is. And in the end, I'm left asking one question, and that is, do we really need pedals? And I guess the answer really depends. Depends on a variety of things. Right now I'm playing through a Fender Bassman 50 1972 model. It's as clean can get, which is fine for some kinds of music. But for most of what I do, I need some crunch, I need some grind, and the truth is I'm not able to get loud enough with this in the house. So I think there are a few kinds of people who definitely need pedals in their life. First, if you live in an apartment or with your parents or with someone who hates music, I don't know why you would live with someone like that, but maybe you do. Who knows? Pedals can help give you the sound you want at a lower volume. And that's a pretty handy trick to have in your toolbox. Anywhere you might need to be capable of sounding like you're playing a dimed Marshall maybe with a 10-watt amp. And that happens. It's a need for some people. Another kind of people are individuals who play very melodic music. I mean, I can't imagine, for example, a guy like Tim Pierce getting along without a delay. He is an amazing player. He doesn't need pedals. But I can't envision his sound without that reverb delay combo, because it just gives him this depth and uniqueness that is all his own. And I hope that everybody understands what I'm saying here. Another kind of person who needs pedals is a musician who plays small venues. This is for the same reason, however, I should mention. If you play small venues and you're running around with tube amps, you aren't able to crank these things. And by small, I mean like coffee houses and, small bars. I don't mean places that hold 200 people. I mean places like that you can get away with a lot more. But if you're in the coffee house circuit or a bar that holds 40 people, you're not able to get the sound you want without a pedal in most cases. I mean, a master volume will get you most of the way there, but it depends on the amp. Some amps flub out a little bit that way, but it doesn't give you the true sound. And I mean, even a pedal's not going to give you the 100% true sound, but it's going to get you a heck of a lot. Another group that really needs them are, in my opinion, songwriters. When it comes time for a little inspiration, I mean, sure, I can sit here and strum through a plain D. Or I can do this. That's just adding a little delay. Suppose we add a little chorus. Okay, now let's get those up. And, alright, now let's try this. I'm going to bring in some overdrive. You see how each of those pieces kind of elicits a different emotional response? It gives you a different the idea is that it can change or craft your inspiration. Like, if you're looking for something, I mean, if it's a sad song or something like that, to bring out a little chorus or to crank up a little delay, or, you know, there's a variety of ways you can use these pedals to help change what is just an ordinary D chord into something extraordinary in terms of inspiration for what you're writing. And I think that's an important tactic. Another person that pedals are good for is a beginner. And the reason I say that is because likely when you start playing, you're looking at one amp, one guitar. Nowadays, that amp probably has a pedal board full of effects in it. And if that's the case, that's no different. That's still a use for pedals and manipulated sound. And I think that's the key there. But for new people, it's the ability to sound fun. I mean, you can stand here all day and go. Or, as a young guitar player, to be able to go. Isn't that more cool? I mean, the idea is that inspiration can hopefully keep young players interested. So if you're asking for your kids, absolutely, buy them something fun. If your kid wants to be Eddie Van Halen, God rest his soul, get that kid an overdrive pedal. Buy him a flanger or an MXR Phase 45. Don't send him in here with some crappy acoustic guitar that's not going to be what he likes and isn't who he wants to be. That's one of the biggest mistakes parents make. And I'm going to do a video on that here in a couple days, just so you know. You know, in the end, pedals are a choice, just like anything else. Some people like to fight over a nitro finish or a poly finish. Some people like to fight over tone wood. And some people fight over pedals. The truth of the matter is, play what makes you want to play more. If you pick up a new sound and it makes you want to play more than you played yesterday, that's a good thing. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That's what you need. Hopefully, we'll be able to, over time, kind of end this debate. There's a place for everything. Some guys, like, I mean, I think of Joe Bonamassa. We're not going to talk about his comments about pedals, but I love the guy's music, and he's a nice guy. I've met him a couple times over the years. And he doesn't need them. I mean, his kind of music, his style, he doesn't. And most of what he does is without one, you know. But, you know, he's able to buy an actual Bassman 59 or Marshall Plexis or an old Dumble. I mean, this stuff he's just able to get. For those of us who aren't, that's how we get them. If you want a Dumble, I'm never going to be able to buy a Dumble. And even if I could, if you think I would spend $100,000 on an amplifier, you've lost your freaking mind. Ain't no way. So I'll go for a pedal, and there are good pedals that make a good Dumble sound. The fact of the matter is, the way those Dumbles are made, you may not love the one you get anyways. I mean, they were built individually for individual player styles and stuff, so it's a much smarter bet to go for the pedal. Same with the Klon. I mean, you know, just take a gamble, see what you find, and see if you want it. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't play, what's right, what's wrong. It doesn't matter. Nobody can tell you have to play 10s. Billy Gibbons plays 8s, and I'm not going to argue with his tone of it. So the truth is, I think pedals are necessary. Can you get by without them? Absolutely. But why would you want to? Why not take advantage of the technology that's out there? Be able to scrape new directions. I mean, you know, one of the big things is about guitar music and where it's found a struggle is that there are innovations in hip-hop and pop music. There are new sounds they're using. There are new techniques, new types of compression, new lyrics. Auto-tune came out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere. It's been around, but they started misusing it, and now it's popular. So, is it possible that innovation is why that kind of music sort of destroys us? Is it our reluctance as guitar players to stop and pick up a pick up a, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at all these pedals. To pick up a good vibrato pedal and go wild. Is that the problem? I don't know. But in the end, the choice is yours. For me, I dig it both ways. I use pedals. Some days I don't touch them at all. Depends on the amp. Depends on what I feel like playing. Depends on my mood. Mood can change it. So you do you, man. Whatever you like, you go for it. Don't let anybody tell you different. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.